Jamie, I'm so excited about the transformation. I was wondering if you could just take me back in time to before you started working with me. What were you struggling with that made you think, I might really use some support?
I was really having a hard time nailing down my ideal client. And so it made any of my efforts very, very frustrating. Going out to market myself was daunting and confusing. And so I really struggled to put my best foot forward and to articulate how it is that I serve the marketplace. And so I knew I needed help identifying my ideal client and getting my messaging very, very clear so that I was attracting the people that I'm meant to serve.
So what kinds of things did you try to solve that problem?
I did a business boot camp. I read a number of books. I worked with a coach who doesn't specialize in branding. She was just a coach that specialized in activating your potential. And I tried my own, trial and error, mostly error, and couldn't quite land on anything that really spoke to anyone. I was trying to talk to someone, but I couldn't land on the right thing.
So what was it about those solutions that weren't working for you? It looks like you tried a lot of different things. So what was kind of like left hanging for you that just wasn't doing it?
I'm thinking about a Venn diagram. So it's kind of like all the messages I could possibly say, and all the things I do well, but there was never any sort of connection that brought them together. And so the integration of what the marketplace needs and what it is that I offer, I couldn't get to. I couldn't see it for myself. And I didn't have that like zoomed out bigger perspective to see what was going on. And I got a little lost in my own frustration. And also, I have a lot of ideas in my head. And so I'd hear things and I'd be like, wow, this is a good idea. This is a good idea. This is a good idea. And because I'm so creative, everything was a great idea, but I couldn't just follow through and get to a finished product on my own.
So did you have any hesitation about signing up for the brand messaging program?
My only hesitation was financial. I didn't hesitate. I knew you were the right person. I knew you'd help me. I knew we'd get somewhere. So my hesitation was financial, and only because of my financial situation, not because the investment itself was, whatever. It's because of where I am financially, and could I cover what I needed to work with you.
So what helped you get over that hump?
I think two things. One, you did offer like a flexible solution for me to pay you. And two, I just decided that I had to figure it out. I mean, I had to figure it out because I had flailed along for so long. I've been coaching since 2004. So I'd flailed about for 17 years, and just had to do something different.
So you have had a huge transformation, and it has not been easy along the way. So when you think about like where you were at, what were the most challenging parts of the process for you, and what got you over the challenges?
The first giant hurdle that I can think of or that comes to mind is when I had gone through the market scan and doing the conversations with people that I thought were in my target market, and realizing that whatever I had done just felt wrong. And I just really freaked out, and I was like, this is not right. And then you just held the line and insisted that we continue to move forward. You were flexible. We did kind of switch. We didn't necessarily switch direction, but for whatever reason, whatever happened, that insistence on getting to the outcome that you held was like, okay, take a deep breath. It might not be exactly correct. And we were able to pivot enough that we eventually navigated to this end product, which I think I will say you knew was there all along. Like when you talk about being the brand whisperer, you knew, and the simple shift of from just specifically like romantic relationships to the entire bigger picture of narcissistic abuse systems, that was kind of what unlocked my resistance. Was like, yeah, got it, because I can help if you're in a toxic work environment. I can help if you're in a bad relationship. And I didn't want to be limited to romance. That just didn't feel right to me. So anyway, I think you knew, I mean, you called it a long time ago before we even started working together. So you are definitely the brand whisperer.
So tell me about you though. Tell me how you're different as a result of this.
So I'm excited. I'm engaged. I feel like my efforts are cohesive. Before, I felt like I was all over the place, and now I feel like I'm focused. I felt before like I felt like I was on my own and kind of floating in space, and now I feel like I'm grounded. And having recovered from trauma, anytime I feel like I'm floating in space, it's kind of scary. But having the grounding feels really comforting and safe for me. And when I feel safe, I'm willing to take risks. And so I'm excited now, whereas before, I struggled maybe with imposter syndrome because I wasn't clear, not because I didn't believe in me, right? But because I just wasn't clear about what am I doing for people. And now that I'm clear, it's just a lot easier to communicate my message. It's easier to even fine tune, hone in on, to have that lens to see the marketplace, to look at the work that I do. Is just like, it's comforting, and at the same time, it's inviting me to more.
Wow, that is just powerful. Like, I just have to sit with that one phrase around when I feel safe, I can take risks.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that is huge, for anybody who wants to start a business or get out of a toxic relationship or anything. Is it's safety that gives you the ability to take the risks. That's really powerful. I will have to ponder that one for a lot longer. What would you say is different about this program or working with me that is unique, that stands out in comparison to others?
The individual support for me was what has been missing. But also, I think your expertise in understanding people and understanding business comes together in a way. Like I have been through Brandon Burchard's Becoming a Thought Leader program. Like I have that program. I did it last year. I've been through business school boot camp. I've been to marketing programs by like Harv Eker and other folks like that. I've done this work for a long time. But I think what made the difference for me was the individual support. I don't think I would have, that's what I knew I needed. And I knew I needed you, because for however long, whenever I've seen you personally or professionally, your voice and your heart come together in a way that I think I don't see in a lot of women. You're not trying to be, you're authentic, and I can tell that you actually care. I've worked with other people that if I wasn't paying them, a lot more money. It didn't seem that they cared, you know? And so I think that your capability to see for other people a bigger picture than they can see for themselves is invaluable. It was invaluable for me.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That is really powerful. Thank you. I really appreciate your words.
I see you.
If anybody was on the fence on this program, what would you tell them?
I really understand what it's like to be in that position where you've tried a bunch of stuff and nothing's worked yet. And I really get what it's like to be eternally frustrated and feeling as though, oh my gosh, I'm going to put more money into something. And is this really going to work this time? And I've done everything I know how to do. I get that frustration. I get that sense of overwhelm, that idea of, gosh, not one more program, not one more thing. And if there's a part of you that even for a minute, just check in with your heart that says, I think this is the right thing for me, I would highly suggest honoring that impulse, because I knew in my heart it was the right thing for me. And even as I hesitated throughout the process, once I committed, you know, I knew that change was going to happen. And even as I hesitated through the process, I still knew it was the right thing for me. I was convinced because my heart told me it was the right thing for me. So that small, still voice inside that says, take the risk, honor that, because you will be delighted at what happens.
Awesome. Anything that you could share about the program itself? We just have this brand new program. Anything that you would want to share about the course and about the value in the course, or if the course is unique in any way? I know it's not 100% done, but if you have any.
I would say I've taken a lot of courses that had pieces of what happened through this course, but this is a more holistic approach that allows really somebody to go from either just starting out or totally recreating or even just tweaking and fine tuning. Really is, I hate to use this expression, but I'm going to use it because it came to mind. Soup to nuts. It's everything. So it's inclusive, it's holistic. I don't feel the need to go out and pull. So my healing has been about pulling from different places and finding different resources and bringing together information from different places. I didn't have to do that here. I got to focus. I got to use one resource. I didn't need to add ancillary information and bring in, you know, marketing from here and information from there. It was super for me to have that one place to go that was guiding me all along.
That's awesome. Is there anything else that you want to share about the program, working with me, or anything? And I just didn't ask you the right question.
I don't think I could have trusted anyone else with something this important to me to anyone else. I think the partnership that we have through this process and that we'll have as we move forward in the future is I needed a partner, but maybe not a business partner, right? I needed a partner. And I just couldn't, I hadn't found the right person, or I hadn't, you know, whatever, been in the right place to attract the right, whatever that saying is. Hold on one second. I get distracted. So I needed a partner, and I didn't necessarily need a business partner to do the work with me, but I needed somebody to come alongside me and walk with me and journey with me, because I was really struggling on my own. I could not have chosen, manifested, attracted a better fit for me than I did with you. The universe just works, and somehow we came together. And I didn't trust my husband to help me, and he's built successful businesses. I didn't trust my friend who's built a successful business. I obviously didn't trust the business boot camp I signed up for. I didn't, when I knew when I needed help, you were the person. And that wasn't, I knew what you did professionally, but it wasn't a result of your professional marketing, right? It was who you are. I just knew that you'd be able to help me. So I think the marketing is super, super important, and who you are obviously comes through it, but it only in part was I concerned about, your work experience and anything else. I think it was, you just really got me, and you understood what I needed and where I needed to get to, and you made sure I got there. So yeah.
Okay. We're going to stop now.